Hello, my dear children. Children, in the ancient times, people did believe that sun moves around earth and that earth is stationary. However, in the 16th century, Nicholas Copernicus brought to the world the idea that sun is stationary and it is earth that moves around the sun. Moreover, earth not only moves around the sun but also rotates on its own axis. And these two motions of the earth take place simultaneously and are known as revolution and rotation. So, today in this chapter, we will learn about these two movements of the earth, rotation and its effects, revolution and its effects. And we will also learn about how the seasons occur. Now, rotation. The spinning of the earth on its own axis from west to east is called rotation. And earth takes almost 24 hours or 1 day to move around its axis or to complete one rotation. And the axis of the earth, it is an imaginary line that joins the North Pole and South Pole, as you can see in the picture, and it makes an angle of 66.5 degrees with the plane of Earth's orbit. Our Earth is tilted on one side. It is always tilted in the same direction and to the same angle, and this inclination affects the length of day and night. During the summers, we experience long days because if suppose North Pole is tilted towards the sun, then there will be summer in northern hemisphere and we will experience long days in northern hemisphere and nights will be short. And if it is southern hemisphere tilted towards the sun, then there will be summers in southern hemisphere and days will be long in southern hemisphere. As you know that the earth is spherical in shape and only one half of the earth, which is facing the sun, has day and the other half has night. And as you can see in the picture, the imaginary line that separates the lighted or illuminated part of the earth from the darkened one is called the circle of illumination. Since the axis of earth is tilted, the circle of illumination does not coincide with the axis. Now, what are the effects of rotation? The rotation of the earth has following effects. First, the sun appears to rise in the east and set in the west. Why? Because earth rotates from west to east. So, the sun appears to rise in the east and set in the west. Then, due to rotation, it is the effect of rotation only that it causes days and night. The part of the earth which faces sun has day and part which is away from the sun that faces night. It causes flattening of earth at poles and bulging at the equator. Our earth is not just like a ball, but it is flattened on the top and it is bulging at the equator. So it is also because of the effect of rotation. And it also affects the high tides and low tides. And it also causes deflection of winds and ocean currents. Now, what is revolution? Earth not only rotates on its axis, it also revolves around the sun at the same time. This motion of earth around the sun along a fixed path from west to east is called a revolution. The fixed path along which earth revolves around the sun is called the orbit. And the orbit is elliptical in shape and is 965 million kilometers in length. Earth completes one revolution in 365 and 1 by 4 days. 1 by 4 means 6 hours. And for convenience, we consider 1 year to be 365 days. And these extra 6 hours are added to a year after every 4 years. And this year is known as the leap year. And in leap year, the 1 year has 366 days and February, the month of February has 29 days. Now let's quickly learn about the effects of revolution. The revolution of earth has the affects the variation in length of days and nights. Distribution of heat on earth's surface is also due to the revolution of the earth. Then occurrence of various seasons such as summer, winter, autumn and spring. These are also caused due to revolution. Now, how this revolution affects the variation in length of days and night. You know that while revolving around the sun, one hemisphere of the earth tilted towards the sun, and that hemisphere has summer season. And in that hemisphere, suppose north pole is tilted towards the sun, as I already told you, then northern hemisphere, it will be summer in northern hemisphere. And during summer, the sun rays fall directly on that hemisphere, and the days will be longer and nights will be shorter, while the other hemisphere, as it is away from the sun, will experience short days and long nights. Same way, distribution of heat on earth's surface is also because of the revolution, because the part of the earth, the hemisphere which is near the sun, that will experience summer season, will have more heat. And then occurrence of various seasons, as you know that due to the revolution of the earth, we experience summer, winter, autumn and spring. The hemisphere which is tilted towards the sun has summer season, and the other hemisphere experiences winter season, and this way. Now let's learn how the seasons are occurred, how the seasons are caused, how the seasons revolution caused the seasons on the earth. You know, seasons are caused by the revolution of the earth around the sun and the tilt of earth's axis. Let's understand the phenomena of seasons with the help of this diagram. You know, earth is in the position which is marked as A on 21st March. This position is called spring equinox, or you can say vernal equinox. Earth is on the position marked C now on the 23rd September, and this position is called autumnal equinox. Now, what is spring equinox? You know, on 21st March, the rays of the sun fall directly on the equator, and northern hemisphere experiences spring, while the southern hemisphere experiences autumn during this time, as you can see in the picture. And the north pole and south pole are equidistant. They are equal. They are at the equal distance from the sun. So the duration of days and nights all over the world is equal. Equinox means equal. Now, autumnal equinox. You know, on September 23rd, once again the rays of the sun fall directly on the equator. The southern hemisphere experiences spring, while the northern hemisphere experiences autumn during this time. And the north pole and south pole are equidistant from the sun. Again, north pole and south pole, they are at the equal distance from the sun. And duration of nights and days, again they are equal all over the world. Now, earth is in the position marked B on 21st June. You know, this position is called summer solstice. You know, on this, earth is on position marked D on 22nd December. This position is called winter solstice. Now, what is summer solstice? On 21st June, the north pole is inclined towards the sun. You know, 21st June is the longest day. So, the north pole is inclined towards the sun, as you can see in the picture. The sun rays fall directly on Tropic of Cancer, and it is summer in northern hemisphere. Therefore, it experiences longer days and shorter nights. And the longest day and shortest night of this year is 21st June. Now, next is winter solstice. You know, the conditions of summer solstice are reversed, opposite in winter solstice. On 22nd December, the south pole is inclined towards the sun. Earlier in summer solstice, the north pole was inclined towards the sun, but in winter solstice, south pole is inclined towards the sun. And now the sun rays fall directly on Tropic of Capricorn. Now it is summer in southern hemisphere, therefore it experiences longer days and shorter nights. And you know which is the longest day and shortest night of the year? Which is the longest day and shortest night in southern hemisphere? That is 22nd December. But it is the shortest day and longest night in northern hemisphere. So children, this is all about this chapter. I hope you understood the chapter. Thank you.